Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we are going to be taking a look at kind of the before and after at a few vehicles to see what they would look like if they could be transformed in Benny's original motorwork. So ever since we got that update where Benny's now allows us to modify those two supercars, the Sultan and the Banshee, I get questions every day saying, what cars next or what vehicles should be allowed next in Benny's original motorwork. And instead of just telling you guys what the cars would be, like which ones would be cool, there's actually a forum or a thread on the GTA forums, which I'll leave a link in the description, that's like, what does Benny's need to do next? What vehicle does he need to work his magic on? And there's a lot of before and after shots of some cars in game and what they could possibly look like if they're taken into Benny's original motorwork. Some of them are from real life and some of them are recreated concepts in game that people have actually come up with. Okay, so let's not waste any more time and let's jump straight into it. The first vehicle that a lot of people say they'd love to see is a supercar added, and a lot of people say that the Truffade Adder would be an excellent vehicle to go into Benny's customs because it's kind of a clean shapen car. There are it's like a clean canvas where you could have lots of room for upgrades and modifications. And this is kind of a super modified concept of maybe what the Adder would look like. You can see this version right here. It's got the sticker on the windscreen. You can see it's got more of a crazy two-tone livery with very extreme wheels. It's got the number 16 put into the grille. Also have crazy bumper and like brush guards. The spoiler is absolutely insane. So I really do think this would be an ultimate look for the Truffade Adder if it was to be added in Benny's original motorwork. So I think that maybe adding a supercar would be a little extreme, but I still could see this being fairly awesome. Up next is actually the Elegy Rh8, which I don't know how this would work because this car is free in-game, believe it or not. Some people still don't know that if you sign up for Social Club, that you can get the Elegy Rh8 for free. And there's actually a few versions that were found on that thread that I think look really, really awesome for this car. The first of which is kind of like this grayish model. You can see it's pretty simple. It's just got a nice upgraded spoiler. It's got some liveries on the side, as well as some writing on the grille of the car also. So that's kind of what I could see it looking like. And then there's a more extreme version, which you can see right now, where you've got like the massive sponsorship stickers on the front, on the hood, on the side, on the spoiler. So I could really see the Elegy Rh8 being a perfect fit for Benny's and all the customization that we can ultimately get in there. Another car that I think people would really love would be the Comet, which was one of my favorite vehicles from GTA 4, still is to this day in Grand Theft Auto 5. And while this isn't the most extreme upgrade, you can see this is a more wider body mod that's been actually added to the GTA 5 PC right now. Once again, I'll have a link in the description if you want to check out the thread for yourself so you can see the pictures. But I think the Comet would be really, really cool for Benny's original motorworks. And you can see here, these are just a few Comet designs, the wider body, the big spoiler, and obviously you'd be able to do some crazy things on the inside that would look really nice as well. So I don't think the Comet gets a lot of love in game. One, because there's only a few vehicles, a few Porsche vehicles in the game. And also there aren't a lot of upgrades and modifications that you could do to it in the Los Santos custom shop. So it's a car that sometimes gets kind of overlooked. Up next would be our first bike added to Benny's original motorwork, and that would be the Pegassi Batti. That's right, you don't really think of bikes when you think of Benny's, but I really do think you could have a lot of fun with this, and some of the pictures I found would really indicate the same. This first one you can see right here is a simple kind of blue design, but it's got this giant back wheel that I think looks really awesome. It's almost like something you'd see on the Batmobile, so that is pretty extreme right there. And then there's another version that has this awesome kind of fiery flames and gears livery on there, as well as that giant back wheel. So this would be really cool if we were able to upgrade bikes in the game, and I certainly think the Pegassi Batti would be a perfect fit for Benny's original motorwork. I think it would be so cool to be able to upgrade cars in the same fashion that we can and possibly doing them on the bikes. All right, now you're just going to have to trust me on this one, but I think the Weenie Issy would be a perfect fit for Benny's original motorwork. Now, I only found one kind of upgraded and modified photo, and you can see it right here. It's got an ultra cool like racing checkered flag livery, which I think looks really awesome. You can also see the roof scoop. You can see the spoiler on the back as well as the fog lights. There's also been some upgrades to the bumper, what looks to be, and also for the covering on the wheels also. This looks like it literally just came out of Benny's, all the upgrades you can do. So you might not think the Weenie Issy to be a pretty cool car, but I certainly think that it would be an awesome one to have in the game, as well as, believe it or not, this is going to be a stretch to the Dune Buggy. Now, I know what you might be saying, what could you possibly do to a Dune Buggy to give it that kind of Benny's original motorwork feel? Well, here's an example, and since we know Benny's can transform vehicles from sports class to super, what's to say that it couldn't transform an off-road Dune Buggy into a sports version of the Dune Buggy, which you can clearly see right here. It's definitely got some more modifications on it, a fierce spoiler, certainly has upgrades to the frame and body, as well as liveries and numbers that you would see very atypically on race cars and whatnot. So I think that those two versions would be super awesome. Now, following up with that, another car I think would be awesome would be the Sentinel. And there's actually a few photos that were found on that thread that I think look absolutely beautiful. So you can see this first one right here. It's like this awesome empowered version of, I guess, the real life Sentinel, which would be this BMW. You can see the sponsors like Yokohama. You also have Castrol, the Yokohama on the hood, the crazy spoiler on the back, the wide body design. So once again, I think that the Sentinel would be a beautiful, beautiful fit for Benny's original motorwork, as can be seen by that photo right there. And finally, last but not least, I showed you guys this photo the other day when I was talking about some of the supercars I'd love to see added into the game. Well, this photo actually comes from a user on Reddit, Gtuned, so I'll have that link in the description as well. It looks like he created the mod for the Warner with like the photos that were actually in Benny's original motorwork, and you can see some of the designs and liveries that he's already put on there and how pretty awesome those would look too. So those are just a few examples of some of the cars that I think Benny should modify in-game. I really do think there's a lot of potential now that Rockstar has opened the door for what cars they can bring in and what kind of style they're looking for. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments section down below on what you think, and ultimately what vehicles you'd love to see added into Benny's original motor work if Rockstar were to do another update or DLC that featured cars that could be brought in. So let me know what you're thinking about in the comments section down below. If you did go on to enjoy the video, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. Without the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.